Hi, this is Survivor from Scrappy Mania, and today I'm going to create another project or another image in my page. And this time I'm playing with watercolor, so I'm just going to make a very loose flower arrangement on here. And I'm just practicing watercolors, how to paint with watercolors. And one of the tips I want to give you is you really need to wet down your watercolors if you're using the pan ones. And these was basically made with the cheaper kind of watercolor paint that I poured onto my palette, and then I let it dry for at least a couple of days, and it created these pan colors, so pan watercolors. So I'm using two brushes. So this brush is a Crayola brush, and I really like this, especially it's very economical, and you get a set of 4. And then this one is just a regular watercolor brush that I got at my local Michael's. So I'm not going to do anything here. I'm not going to sketch anything. It's going to be very loose. I've been watching some videos from the Creative Bug, and it's a subscription. It's a monthly subscription crafting video site. And they have lessons every month. There's a new lesson, a couple of new lessons there, and they teach you from beading, watercolor, painting. I mean, they got a lot of craft tutorials. So one of the craft tutorials that I like was the watercolor for beginners. So I'm going to do some flowers using some tips that I got from that tutorial. Okay. And one of the tips is I want to make this flowers. It's going to be very loose, so I'm just going to get a little bit of water, and I'm going to use my big brush just to make shapes on here, like so. And I want to drop some colors on here. And see, you don't need really expensive watercolor, especially if you're not really doing this for as a job, or I'm just doing this for the fun of it, for the fun of crafting. So you can use very cheap watercolor paints to do this. So I'm using kind of a purple, and see, I got my color chart up here so I can compare what I want to use. And I want to make it very loose. And for here, very faint color. Okay. And for roses, you just want to kind of make circular motions, like lift, down, lift, and go around like that. And I want a little pinkish color, so let me see if I can make a little pink. Well, that's not going to work. Contaminated a little bit of my white. Let's see if I can get really like a light pink color. Okay, and I'm going to just drop a little bit of color here and there. Now I'm going to make some baby buds. And actually, soak that up. Just dabbing a little bit of color. And we're just gonna very gently on the tips, and that's why I like these. These make nice little tips. Just gonna make some tips down here. Okay. I'm gonna drop a little bit of color on these. Just a couple of colors. And we're going to put some yellows. A little bit of orange. And drop a little bit of more color in some of these flowers. there's not going to work it. You know, one of the problems with watercolors is that if you work it too much, it really doesn't come out as nicely. Things get mixed together. It doesn't really look very good. So I'm not going to work it anymore. I think I'm pretty good to what I have. And it's, you know, it's just trying to learn how to do watercolor, and it's just playing with your art journal. So I hope you like this video, and just give it a try. Try watercoloring. Don't have to be perfect. It's in your art journal anyhow, so the more you practice, the better you get. I know I'm going to start getting better as I learn more and more how to watercolor. But one of the tips I want to leave you is, if you're looking for ideas or tutorials that are not very expensive to learn how to do certain things like watercolor beading or even crocheting, you may want to check out the Creative Bug. You get 1 free month subscription, and you learn a lot of technique. I'm learning from that website, and one of the things that I'm learning is not to fear watercolor. So I'm kind of working more on that. And I hope you liked this video, and thank you for watching. Bye now.